Viewer discretion is advised. This video contains disturbing images and footage of the Chinese government's actions in Tibet, including scenes of violence and human rights violations and graphic imagery depicting the harsh realities faced by Tibetans under Chinese occupation. These visuals may be distressing to some viewers. Please watch with caution. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about a topic that's very close to my heart as a Bhutanese, who we are, and more importantly, who we are not. Let's get into some facts and history on why Bhutan is not and never has been part of China. 1. Geographic differences. Geographically, Bhutan and China are two distinct nations. Bhutan is a small, landlocked country nestled in the eastern Himalayas, between India and China. With an area of about 38,394 square kilometers, Bhutan is known for its mountainous terrain, lush valleys, and rich biodiversity. Infrastructure projects, which is why our focus has always been on preserving nature and maintaining a low environmental footprint. This is in contrast to China's approach of rapid development and expansion, often at the cost of environmental degradation. Part 2. Cultural and societal differences. Let's talk about culture. Bhutanese culture is deeply rooted in Buddhism. In fact, Bhutan is one of the few countries where Vajrayana Buddhism is the state religion. Our national identity is shaped by the teachings of the Buddha, and this is reflected in every aspect of our society, from our architecture to our festivals. On the other hand, while China does have Buddhist influences, the state has adopted an authoritarian, atheist stance under the Chinese Communist Party. The values of control, suppression of religion, and censorship are very much against Bhutanese values of spiritual growth, individual freedom, and community living. Bhutanese people have always lived in harmony with nature, guided by the philosophy of gross national happiness, whereas China's fast-paced industrialization, often at the expense of human rights and the environment, is a totally different model of development. Part 3. Political pressure and Chinese encroachment. Let's dive into something that's been concerning me, and many other Bhutanese, a lot recently. China has been slowly creeping into Bhutanese territory, not just with words or diplomacy but with physical settlements. In 2020, there were reports that China had built an entire village called Pangda, inside Bhutanese territory near the border. Satellite images showed houses and even military infrastructure being built there. This isn't a one-off incident. Reports suggest that China has constructed multiple villages, turning what were initially small military outposts into full-fledged settlements. These settlements are part of China's broader strategy, sometimes referred to as salami slicing, where they take small slices of land over time, hoping that no one will notice. Well, we notice. And we aren't okay with it. 4. Facts and figures. How much land has China taken? According to reports from researchers and satellite data, China has slowly encroached into at least 5 Bhutanese regions. 1. Doklam, 2. Zampelri, 3. Sinchulong, 4. Langmarpo, and 5. Dramana. The most well-known of these incursions was the standoff at Doklam in 2017, where Indian and Chinese troops faced off over the construction of a road. These encroachments are not just about building villages or military bases. They are strategic, allowing China to claim land, push Bhutan into unfavorable border negotiations, and create permanent changes to the facts on the ground. So far, it's estimated that China has built over 200 structures, including military bases, on Bhutanese soil. Part 5. Tibet, a warning for Bhutan. If we look back at history, Tibet serves as a stark warning. Once an independent kingdom, Tibet had a distinct cultural and religious identity. However, in 1950, China invaded Tibet, claiming it as part of their territory. By 1951, under the 17-point agreement, Tibet was officially brought under Chinese control. The impact was devastating. More than 6,000 monasteries were destroyed during the Cultural Revolution, and the Chinese government severely restricted religious freedom. It's estimated that over 1 million Tibetans lost their lives due to the occupation and repression. Tibetan culture, language, and religion were systematically suppressed, forcing thousands of Tibetans, including the Dalai Lama, into exile. This is the very future we fear for Bhutan if China's expansionist actions continue. If China continues to build settlements and exert pressure, our identity could face the same erasure. We cannot allow that. Our culture, our religion, and our sovereignty must be defended with everything we have. Bhutan's independence is not just about land, it's about who we are as a people. Part 6. What can we do about it? So, what can we, as Bhutanese, do about this? First, it's important for us to stay informed and make sure the world knows what's happening. China's strategy often relies on secrecy and confusion, so shining a light on these issues is the first step. Bhutan has always maintained a neutral stance, but this doesn't mean we should be silent. Diplomatically, we need to continue working with our allies. And most importantly, as Bhutanese citizens, we need to ensure that our government remains firm in defending our borders and that we, the people, support these efforts.
Let's say China. 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 China.
We are Bhutanese, not Chinese. And we will never let that change. Thanks for watching, and please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Let's keep this conversation going in the comments. What are your thoughts on China's encroachment into Bhutan? Until next time, stay informed, stay proud, and stay Bhutanese.